In the history of humanity, 1914 was a year marked by conflict, bloodshed, and gunfire.
World War I genocide. In the history of humanity, 1914 was a tragic year. 1914 was marked by bloodshed, gunfire, and conflict. The Greek genocide can be used as an explanation for some of the violence and murders. The Greeks were once regarded as a superpower were now in danger of being extinct. The genocide was conducted by two succeeding governments of the Ottoman Empire. Massacres and expulsions, death marches, rape and boycotts, also forced conversion to Islam are the outcomes. At the first, the Ottoman Empire attempted to assimilate the Greek people into their culture by demolishing religious structures and compelling them to participate in World War I. The first phase of the Greek genocide commenced in 1914 in eastern Thrace. Other measures used to persecute Greeks in the region were the boycotting of Greek businesses, killing, and heavy taxation. In the spring of 1914, the ethnic cleansing of Greeks along the western shoreline of Asia Minor was carried out. Beginning in 1915, under the direction of German military personnel, the KUP deported many Greek communities under the pretext of military necessity. They were deported to the interior and to the Muslim villages where they were often forced to choose between Islam or death. According to figures compiled by Ecumenical Patriarchate, by 1918, 774,235 Greeks had been deported from their homes. Between 1915 to 1918, a large portion of the Christian communities lived on Mount Lebanon, but they were also starved to death. The period 1919 to 1922, or the Kemalist phase, saw a continuation of the KUP policy of extermination in the region of Pontus. The Kemalists burned countless Greek villages and sent men, women, and children to their interior where large numbers perished. The Kemalist nationalists marked their triumph by burning down the city of Simria to the ground and committed a large-scale massacre on the Greek and Armenian population.
The factors of ultranationalism leading up to this tragedy began with the root cause of the people and government of Turkey. They wanted to go through with the Turkification process imposed on the Greek. This process starts with forcing the Greek to convert to the Islamic religion and therefore lose all the origins of the Greek culture. These roots in the Greek culture would be forgotten and replaced with the Turkish language, traditions, food, and culture. After this process was done, all Greek shops and businesses were boycotted. The Greek also started becoming much more heavily taxed compared to other ethnicities in the country, and significant amounts of Greek property was stolen. This resulted in the ultra-nationalistic views of the Turkish government to be satisfied, and this process of ethnic cleansing was strikingly reminiscent of the Holocaust. After these early stages of ultranationalism leading up to this genocide were done, Greek people started being deported or sent to concentration camps. This stage and the next one of this genocide was when Greek men and women and even children were either being killed or deported on sight. The leading individuals and groups causing this genocide were caught and were meant to be sentenced. The Committee of Union and Progress leaders were sentenced death sentences in Ottoman courts-martial for their responsibility in committing atrocities in World War I. After World War I, just after the Ottoman Empire was defeated. Despite this, the Mustafa Kemal Atatürk's post-war establishment of the Turkish nationalist movement halted efforts to bring the criminals to justice, and many were never sentenced to death.